The Roman Empire, a name synonymous with power, grandeur, and of course immense wealth. This empire, which once stretched from the windswept coast of Britannia to the sun-drenched sands of Egypt, was a marvel of its time. Its riches were not just in gold and silver, but in culture, knowledge, and influence that spanned continents. Imagine, if you will, the forum teeming with merchants hawking exotic goods from the far corners of the known world. Spices from the East, silks from China, and ivory from Africa all found their way to the heart of Rome. The marketplace was not just a place of trade, but a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and innovations. Picture the Colosseum, a monument to Roman engineering and a stage for gladiatorial spectacles that drew crowds in their thousands. These games were more than mere entertainment. They were a display of power and control, a way to keep the masses entertained and distracted from the political machinations of the elite. This was a civilization at its zenith, fueled by a sophisticated economy and, let's be honest, a fair bit of plunder. The streets buzzed with activity, from the patricians discussing politics to the plebeians going about their daily chores. Every corner of Rome was a testament to its grandeur and ambition. But what were the secrets behind this extraordinary wealth? How did Rome manage to sustain such an expansive and diverse empire for centuries? The answers lie in a combination of strategic brilliance, relentless ambition, and a complex web of economic practices. How did Rome, from humble beginnings as a small Italian city-state, grow to become a behemoth that bestrode the Mediterranean? The journey was long and arduous, marked by wars, alliances, and a relentless drive for expansion. Each conquest brought new resources, new territories, and new challenges. These are the questions that intrigue us, the echoes of which resonate even in our modern times. Historians and archaeologists continue to uncover the secrets of Rome's success, piecing together the puzzle of an empire that has left an indelible mark on history. The Romans, you see, were masters of administration, infrastructure, and perhaps most importantly, taxation. Their ability to efficiently collect taxes and manage resources was unparalleled. This administrative prowess ensured that the empire could sustain its vast military and public works. They understood that a well-maintained network of roads and aqueducts wasn't just a matter of civic pride. It was the backbone of a thriving economy. These roads facilitated trade, movement of armies, and communication across the vast empire, while aqueducts ensured a steady supply of water to cities. And let's not forget the spoils of war. Conquests brought immense wealth to Rome, from precious metals to slaves, all of which fueled the empire's economy and its insatiable appetite for luxury and expansion. Rome's legions were not known for their restraint when it came to enriching the coffers of the Republic and later the Empire. Each victory was celebrated with triumphal processions, showcasing the spoils and captives, reinforcing Rome's dominance and the might of its military. From the silver mines of Spain to the grain fields of Egypt, the resources flowed back to Rome, fueling its insatiable appetite for expansion and opulence. These resources were the lifeblood of the empire, ensuring that its citizens were fed, its armies equipped, and its monuments built. But as we delve deeper into the annals of history, we'll discover that Rome was not alone in its mastery of wealth creation. The empire's economic strategies were influenced by, and in turn influenced, other great civilizations. From the enigmatic Egyptians to the mighty Mongols, history is replete with examples of empires that rose to prominence through a potent combination of ingenuity, ambition, and sometimes a touch of ruthlessness. Each of these empires, in their own way, contributed to the rich tapestry of human history, leaving legacies that continue to fascinate and inspire us today. Now, one might assume that amassing such wealth would be the end of any empire's troubles. Fill the coffers, they'd cry, and let the good times roll. The allure of wealth has always been a powerful motivator, driving empires to expand their territories and conquer new lands. Alas, dear reader, it was never so simple. The acquisition of wealth often brought with it a host of new challenges and complications. Maintaining an empire's riches was often a more daunting task than acquiring them in the first place. The logistics of managing vast resources, ensuring their protection, and distributing them fairly were monumental tasks. Think of it like a high-wire act with a rather rotund emperor attempting to balance a top. One misstep, and the entire structure could come crashing down. On one hand, you have the ever-present threat of internal strife. Political factions within the empire often vied for power, leading to instability and conflict. Corruption, that insidious beast, could gnaw at the very heart of an empire, hollowing it out from within. Officials who were more interested in lining their own pockets than serving the public good could cause untold damage. Avarice among officials, a decline in public morals. These were the termites of prosperity. When those in power became more concerned with their own luxury and comfort, the needs of the empire were often neglected. And then, of course, there were the external threats forever lurking at the fringes of every great empire. The borders were constantly under threat from those who sought to take advantage of any perceived weakness. Barbarian hordes, envious neighbors, and rival empires, all eager to take a bite out of the golden goose. These external pressures required constant vigilance and a strong military presence. The Romans, for all their might, knew this all too well. Their legions were the backbone of their defense, always ready to repel invaders and protect the empire's interests. Their legions were perpetually engaged in pushing back against those who sought to claim their riches for themselves. The cost of maintaining such a formidable military force was immense, but it wasn't always brute force that brought down these giants. Economic factors played a crucial role in the rise and fall of empires. Economic collapse, often a result of overspending on military campaigns or lavish public works, could cripple even the most formidable empire. The balance between spending and revenue was delicate and easily disrupted. The Spanish Empire, drunk on the riches of the New World, learned this lesson the hard way when inflation and mismanagement sent their economy into a tailspin. The influx of gold and silver from the Americas led to rampant inflation, devaluing their currency and causing widespread economic turmoil. So, you see, maintaining wealth was a delicate dance, a constant struggle against both internal decay and external threats. It required a careful balance of military strength, economic stability, and wise governance. It required not only a strong military, but also wise leadership, a fair and efficient system of taxation, and a watchful eye on the ever-fickle tides of fortune. The ability to adapt to changing circumstances and address emerging challenges was crucial for the longevity of any empire. The prosperity of an empire was not solely dependent on its rulers and military. The contributions of ordinary citizens, artisans, and traders played a vital role in sustaining the economy and ensuring the flow of goods and services. Public works, such as aqueducts and roads, facilitated trade and communication, further strengthening the empire's economic foundation. These infrastructures were the lifeblood of the empire, enabling the efficient movement of resources and people. Knowledge and innovation were also key factors in maintaining an empire's wealth. Advances in technology, medicine, and governance helped to improve the quality of life for citizens and ensure the continued prosperity of the state. Ultimately, the true measure of an empire's success was not just its wealth, but the well-being and happiness of its people. A prosperous and contented populace was the foundation upon which the greatest empires were built. Now let's talk trade, shall we? Trade has always been the lifeblood of civilizations, the very essence that fuels growth and prosperity. Because no empire, no matter how militarily powerful, could truly thrive without a healthy flow of goods and, dare I say, gossip across its borders. The exchange of goods was more than just a transaction, it was a cultural handshake, a meeting of minds and traditions. And in the ancient world, no trade route captured the imagination quite like the Silk Road. This legendary network of trade routes was more than just a path for merchants. It was a bridge between worlds, a conduit for the exchange of ideas, art, and technology. Imagine, if you will, a camel caravan laden with shimmering silks, pungent spices, and precious jewels, winding its way across the desolate beauty of the Gobi Desert. These caravans were the lifeline of the Silk Road, braving harsh climates and treacherous terrains to bring exotic goods to distant lands. The Gobi Desert, with its vast arid expanse, was both a challenge and a marvel for these traders. The sight of a caravan moving steadily through the shifting sands was a testament to human resilience and the relentless pursuit of trade. This, my friends, was the lifeblood of the Silk Road, a network of routes that stretched over 4,000 miles, connecting the Roman Empire in the west with the Han Dynasty of China in the east, it was a marvel of ancient logistics, a testament to the ingenuity and determination of those who traversed it. For centuries, this artery of commerce facilitated the exchange of not only goods but also ideas, culture, and even religion. The Silk Road was a melting pot of civilizations where East met West and new ideas were born, but also ideas, culture, and even religion. Philosophies and beliefs traveled alongside silk and spices, enriching the minds and spirits of those who encountered them. The Silk Road was as much a route of enlightenment as it was of commerce. Buddhism, for instance, spread from India to China along the Silk Road, forever altering the religious landscape of East Asia. Monks traveled with traders carrying sacred texts and teachings, planting the seeds of Buddhism in new lands. The impact of the Silk Road on the empires it touched is undeniable. It was a catalyst for change, driving economic growth and cultural development. The wealth and knowledge that flowed along this route transformed societies. It brought wealth to cities like Constantinople, Samarkand, and Xi'an, turning them into bustling hubs of trade and cultural exchange. These cities became melting pots of diversity, where merchants from different lands met and mingled, and Xi'an turning them into bustling hubs of trade and cultural exchange. The marketplaces were alive with the sounds of haggling, the scents of exotic spices, and the vibrant colors of goods from far-off lands. It exposed people to new goods and ideas, stimulating innovation and creativity. The Silk Road was a conduit for technological advancements, artistic inspiration, and scientific discoveries. And of course, it lined the coffers of emperors and merchants alike, who profited handsomely from the taxes and tariffs levied on these exotic goods. The wealth generated by the Silk Road helped to build magnificent cities, fund armies, and support the arts, leaving a legacy that still resonates today. Let's be frank, shall we? Behind the veneer of civilization, behind the lofty pronouncements of emperors and the pronouncements of philosophers, lay a simple truth. Resources truly mattered. Land, water, minerals, these were the essential building blocks of empires, the raw materials upon which their wealth and power were built. The Romans, those masters of conquest, understood this implicitly. Their expansion throughout Europe and the Mediterranean was driven in no small part by the desire to control vital resources. The fertile fields of North Africa, for example, became Rome's breadbasket, ensuring a steady supply of grain to feed its burgeoning population. Similarly, the Spanish conquistadors, driven by an insatiable thirst for gold and silver, carved their way through the Americas, exploiting the rich mineral wealth of the Inca and Aztec empires. The discovery of vast silver deposits at Potosi in present-day Bolivia flooded the Spanish treasury, but also had a profound impact on the global economy, contributing to a period of inflation and economic upheaval. But it wasn't just about brute force extraction. Many empires recognized the importance of sustainable resource management. The Inca, for example, developed sophisticated irrigation systems and terracing techniques to maximize agricultural output in their mountainous terrain. They understood that the long-term prosperity of their empire depended on the careful stewardship of their natural resources. Let's dive into the financial secrets of the Inca and Aztec empires. The Incas were absolute masters at mining gold and silver. This wasn't just about shiny treasures. They knew that controlling resources could make them incredibly powerful. And guess what? It did. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Let's shift our focus to the Aztec Empire. Unlike the Incas, the Aztecs had a unique practice called tribute collection. Think of it as a mix of taxation and resource extraction. Instead of just demanding goods, they demanded people to work in the fields or mines. This led to a massive influx of wealth and allowed them to build stunning cities like Tenochtitlan. But there's a twist. This practice also sowed the seeds of their downfall. Resentment brewed among the tribes they ruled, eventually leading to their conquest by the Spanish. It's a powerful reminder that financial practices can be a double-edged sword. So, to wrap it all up, we've seen how the richest empires in history managed their wealth through a combination of strategies, but also faced significant challenges that led to their declines. From the Roman Empire's inflation troubles to the Aztecs' tribute system, there's a lot we can learn from their financial histories. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to check out my other videos on finance and history. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What empire do you think had the most fascinating financial practices? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the future.